start to believe the majority of us aren't living a quote-unquote authentic life, but rather some sort of pseudo-life in which failure of living that life of genuine human existence is unavoidable. But what is that life of genuine human existence? Sartre describes it as nothingness. However, nothingness doesn't mean nothing. Nothingness is more of a placeholder for possibility. It's our awareness of everything that we aren't, and in this comes our consciousness. It's important to note that consciousness isn't supposed to be identified as anything, mind, soul, whatever, because consciousness is distinguished by nothingness. In nothingness and consciousness lives Sartre's idea of our complete freedom. We have that freedom in every choice we make, and authenticity is how true one stays to their own interpretation of themselves in that freedom, despite external influences and pressures presented in our culture. Think of it like this. James Bond is loyal to one thing, and that is doing the right, or rather, the good thing. He's a hero, right? Or is he? It's more of a question of what is he not in his existence, and in this case, it's safe to say he's aware that he isn't one of the villains. More so, we live every second of every day, with every action being ours alone to choose. Bond constantly finds himself in situations in which choices have to be made. Though limited to human capacities, meaning no matter how much he wants and chooses to, he won't be able to fly away on his own. In his consciousness and in nothingness, he has the ability to do whatever he wants. The basis of Sartre's theories would say that James Bond has the freedom to choose which side he wants to fight for. Living authentically would mean Bond would be one of the good guys simply because he wants to be, not because anyone else is telling him he has to be the hero or that it is the right thing to do good. Here's where things start to get tricky. While we are free to make the choices we want to, Sartre believes we weren't specifically put here for a reason, but that we make our own life. It's when we start to live through the cultural norms set by our society and denying the freedom we have that we begin to live in bad faith. By classifying James Bond as a hero, we begin to run into problems. He can't be classified as a hero and be living authentically, as he would start to act and live for the expectations that surrounds heroism. By conforming to what is expected of him and living in a sort of false life while in this position, he would be in bad faith. Another way of thinking about this is any undercover work James Bond does. He is living in bad faith because he is playing the role of something that he is not. The idea is that he, a conscious human, is disassociating himself from his being. Say he were to get so engrossed in his undercover life that he begins to ignore things that need to be done for his actual mission. He would be living in bad faith because he is avoiding his need to act on things for said mission.
Created using Powtoon.